It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Special anniversary show. I'd like you to meet Team 350. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weekdays from noon to 1 on the Spotlight Radio Network. Welcome, Rico.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for having me for your big show, 350 and growing. I'd like to submit my seat for show number 400 if I can. We
tried to get you for show 349, but that didn't work out.
Did not quite work out that way, but Lindsey, I saw, did a great job, and he was a good backup QB. So, way to go, Lindsey.
We're just glad that you made it back to Michigan. We thought maybe you were being detained for some legal reason. That was not the case.
You're a funny man, Jack.
Lots going on, and we're going to talk to you about everything that has happened in this country, not just on the playing fields. That's very important. Also, want to meet Tom Crawford, Bluebelly Tom, my broadcast partner for more than 18 years. He is a regular contributor to thewolverine.com, and he is the creator of the Crawford Podcast Network. And Tom, a lot of people following your podcast now. I saw one you just did for the Bluegill Grill.
Yeah, the restaurants are opening up in Michigan, and we'll talk about that over the course of next week. But I'm telling you what, today's a big day because my hero, Cassie Russell, this is his 76th birthday. Born June 7th, 1944. Happy birthday, Cassie.
How about that? That's the guy who really got you hooked on the University of Michigan, right?
Absolutely. Cassie was 33, out of Chicago, Carver High School, and he was just my hero. I mean, and always will be, Jack.
Cassie, we're going to forgive you for getting Tom addicted to the University of Michigan that way. I thought you were going to say it was a big day because it's one day before the opening of the Bluegill.
Yeah, well, that's true, and it's. I mean, we had what do you have? 130 remotes out there, Jack. We got to you and I got to get back out there and have some fun with our friends.
I already told the Warners I'm on my way over there tomorrow night.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to this show. We have a ton to talk about, and we're going to be dealing with all kinds of issues and the way that Michigan State and Michigan, the coaches there, have handled all of the protests. We're going to look at how some people across the country have done it. We're going to take a long look at the Drew Brees situation as well, what the NBA is doing, and the National Football League. Roger Goodell with an about face. We'll be right back with our Going Green segment brought to you by Graf of Okemos.
It's time to honor our dads. With Father's Day coming soon, we want to see your dad in our special Dad's Photo Gallery. So send us his picture to yespics@fox47news.com. Head to the Moms, Dads, and Grads section at fox47news.com and check out the 25 best Father's Day gifts for that special dad, plus stories about remarkable dads from around the country. Moms, Dads, and Grads is sponsored by Holton Diamondale Insurance Agency. Call your hometown team today. And Van Adda's Greenhouse and Flower Shop, your year-round full-service garden center.
Calling all grassmasters, fescue fanatics, and stewards of St. Augustine. To the springtime sprawlers, backyard scholars, and cultivators of the cul-de-sac. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, run with us. For all the green thumbers, newcomers, and toy picker-uppers, run with us on a John Deere mower. Because this is more than just grass. It's home. Nothing runs like a deer.
Financing available at D&G Equipment, Mason, Williamston, Corunna, Charlotte, Howell, Highland, and Rise Junction.
If you think about the last few months, maybe it'll give us a new perspective. Maybe we'll see things we've been missing. Maybe it'll help us see just how connected we all are. And maybe, just maybe, if we look at the big picture, it'll remind us just how amazing freedom really is.
WWE superstar Otis reminding you that SmackDown is all new this Friday on Fox 47.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graff Chevrolet and Graff Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, whenever the time is right, go Graff. There you see a tweet from Lindsay Huddleston talking about Michigan State coaches coming together in support of protest, Black Lives Matter at the Rock on campus, and shows you the number of coaches who were involved and athletic staff personnel. We also have a tighter shot where you might be able to pick out somebody. They're right in the front row with his son Steven. You see Tom Izzo next to the Rock, and right next to him, a much larger Mel Tucker. Rico, how has MSU handled the issue of police brutality and black empowerment, and how should the school handle it moving forward?
I think they've done a good job. You want to get ahead of this. You don't want to be playing catch up. And I think most of the nation right now, Jack, is playing catch up. When they had the opportunity to be forward thinkers, they decided, no, we want to argue about other things. We want to argue whether you're disrespecting the flag or not, instead of listening at the issues. I'll applaud Michigan State and a lot of other colleges for really listening to what the students are doing for forward thinking. And Michigan State is coming out there and saying, hey, we're with you. What do you need? What do you want us to do? I like that, and I think that type of attitude keeps you from being on the other end of the spectrum where you get angry students because they don't feel like they're being listened to.
Tom Crawford, MSU is the only Power 5 school in the country that has had 2 black head football coaches, 2 black athletic directors, and a black university president. When you think that this was a school that helped introduce integration to college football in the 50s and 60s, are you surprised that they would have a show like the one you just saw?
Well, diversity has never been, it's been a strength, rather, of Michigan State University. I mean, right now, over 10,000 of their student body is of color, over 24%. And so that's not the problem. What I want to challenge Michigan State University, the student body, the white student body, is when you come to campus in the fall, I want you to display that, just don't say, no, I'm not a racist. I want you to show that you are anti-racism. And combine with your student population of color and fight racism as a unit. I want to see that, and that's when I know we're going to be getting somewhere.
No university with close to 50,000 students is going to have complete enlightenment, but if you set a tone from the highest levels of the university, I think it goes a long way. Rico, Tom Izzo made it very clear a couple of years ago that he's not afraid to have a team statement, but he wants it to be a unified one.
Right.
He doesn't want 20 different messages.
Right.
Let's talk about Mel Tucker here in 2020. What happens if he has 20 players who want to kneel? He has 20 players who want to raise a fist. There are 20 who don't want to be involved in any sort of a statement, and there are 20 who might be opposed to some of the views.
Well, I think it was easier for Izzo to say, one voice because he's got less players, so they can really get in there and really hash out. But if Mel Tucker has 20 players who want to do some type of a protest, I don't think you could go all or nothing the way Izzo did.
Yeah.
You got to allow the players who want to voice their opinions to do that. And if those who don't want to do it, that's okay. You don't have to. If you don't feel that strongly about it, that's all right. Doesn't make you a bad person. But I think you have to allow the individuals to do what they need to do in order to get across the feelings that they have.
Rico, you were in on a Zoom call the other day with Bill Beekman, with MSU medical personnel, talking about the plan to resume athletics. What was your impression of that planning?
It was well thought out, well organized. I mean, we've all been speculating on what are they going to do? What are they going to do? This tells me they've been doing a lot of talking, including Beekman saying, hey, we got a bunch of contingency plans for the fall. It may go as scheduled. We're hoping to play Northwestern that Saturday, but things may change and things are fluid. And I think he said, hey, don't hold me to this, but we are working to get this to happen.
Tom Crawford, taking a look at Michigan State's 2020 schedule, the Spartans cautiously moving forward with plans to play, albeit in some different looking venues. How many games from a minimum of 0 to a maximum of 14 will the Spartans play in 2020?
Well, I think we're going to learn a lot in the next 4 weeks. I mean, when 50,000 people are getting together at protests and 40% of them are wearing masks and 60% are not, I mean, I think by July 1st, we're going to find out if we're going to get another spike. And if we don't, if we dodge that bullet, I think we will have football. But at Michigan State, you probably have no more than 15,000 fans. You got to disperse those fans in the stadium. About 20% of your crowd is how you're going to spread them out.
It'll be interesting to see if Michigan State does play in Provo, Utah, just like Michigan season opening game in Seattle against Washington. That's a long wagon train trip. We will be back. We're going to be talking about the University of Michigan and Jim Harbaugh and his gestures up next.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
It's hard to admit that taking care of my mother is just becoming more than I can handle on my own. All my life, she's taken care of me. Now it's my turn to take care of her. I have to find my mom the best care.
At By Dawn's Early Light Home Care, we place importance on our clients' safety. We are doing our due diligence to ensure our clients and our caregivers are taking every necessary precaution during these times. Call us and set up a free care consultation today.
Stop One Insurance is open and here to help. We are still dedicated to offering low down payment options to get you through these unprecedented times. Start a 30-day policy today and save your hard-earned money. Stop One Insurance, where everyone is cared for and everyone is approved.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. There you see Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh, and he is taking part in a protest just outside Michigan Stadium. Tom Crawford, Jim Harbaugh is known for taking strong stances, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. Why was it important for him to protest this week?
Well, you can say what you want about Jim Harbaugh. You don't like his coaching, whatever, but he is really a deep thinker, and he's, you know, he doesn't hold back in his thought process. And you know, all along, when Jim Harbaugh speaks on football, we kind of tune him out. But in a press conference, when he gets off topic on issues like this, I'm all about it. And I just think that's a great thing to do, to bond with the student body on campus. And that's vintage Jim Harbaugh. That's the way he was at Stanford. And a little bit different than maybe his head coach at Michigan would do, perhaps. Do you think?
I think. How are his views politically and specifically in terms of law enforcement different from that of his mentor, Bo Schembechler?
You know, Bo, you know, like Woody Hayes, you know, hardcore, you know, conservative guy on a very liberal campus. Jim Harbaugh is much more liberated in that regard. And you know, he's a player's coach. I think he thinks about his players, and you know, I just think he fits in this time much better than Glenn E. Bo Schembechler would fit right now.
Rico, what did Jim Harbaugh's march do for his relationships with his Michigan players?
I think it did a lot. I think it did more than all the other antics that we made fun of, from the sleepovers to the recent cartwheel that he did. This was more. He just didn't talk the talk. He literally walked the walk. He went out there with mask on and said, hey, I'm a part of you. I want to go out with you. And that's going to resonate with his players. That's going to resonate with people, not just at Michigan, but throughout the Big Ten, throughout the country. He wasn't just one who put out a statement. He was willing to put on his shoes and go out there and say, hey, I'm one of you. And that's big, Jack.
Tom, next to Jim Harbaugh, we have probably talked about John Beilein more than anyone else at the University of Michigan through these first 150 shows. Do you think that he will coach again? And what do you think about him having a bar now in Howell?
You got me. That's a new one for me. The bar in Howell,
there
Jack.
You see it. It's the Beilein Bar and Grill.
Okay.
No, actually, that's not owned by John Beilein.
I just saw that. Really his?
I saw that, and I said, I got to take a picture of this for Crawford.
I knew it had to be a joke. Seriously, I didn't buy for that. John Beilein, in my opinion, Jack, I think he's done coaching basketball. And the reason I say that is because, you know, especially with COVID-19, this just kind of halts sports, if you will. This is a good time to just kind of officially draw the line. I don't want to go. I don't want to have to transition into this next basketball year. And he's getting into his mid to late 60s now. I think he'd be a great commentator.
Yeah.
So I don't see him. You don't want to start out with a new program. That's a lot of work. I don't see it happening for
Tom,
John
I think he would. I think he just has that itch. I think he is a guy that always has to keep going. I could easily see him coaching at like a small college.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
Go back to Lemoyne.
Right. Or like, well, okay.
But not where you have to, if small college, we don't have I don't think he's up for a heavy rebuild, though.
No, like Tubby Smith can go to High Point.
Like Jim Calhoun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's not going to go to Minnesota.
No.
Hey, we saw John Beilein working with BTN from the Big Ten tournament. Tom, he did a great job.
He did. That's why I said.
Talking about the stretching and the layup line before the games we did not see. Rico, I want to take a look at the Michigan schedule and ask you the same question I asked Tom. A possibility of 14 games. How many does Michigan play?
Well, 15 if they make the national championship.
Well, it wouldn't be in
we don't
2020, though. That's 2021.
Oh, okay.
They can play 20. Or they play 14 more this year.
I would say 12 and probably a New Year's Day game. So 12 games this year, 1 game New Year's Day.
Again, that means they're not in Indianapolis, Tom. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Death, taxes,
really
Michigan
shocked
not
by
in
that
India.
We'll be back talking about another Big Ten star, Drew Brees, up next on Press Pass.
At Glen Bugie Chevrolet in Eaton Rapids, you can expect quality staff, quality training, quality parts, technicians who have been with us for over 25 years, all at a price you can trust. From price to selection to service, it's better at Bugie. Open for all your service needs and now open for sales. Stop in and see us.
Hello, my name is Doug Daigle, owner of American Flooring in Holt, home of the $27 whole house carpet installation. Elevate your home into modern age with luxury vinyl plank, waterproof carpet, or timeless hardwood flooring. Our expert installers will turn your dreams into reality with quick and courteous service. We move your furniture, remove all old floor covering, and install beautiful new flooring just like that. Local and veteran owned. Get your $27 whole house carpet installation now.
It's an afternoon of nonstop laughs, weekdays starting at 3 on My 47.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I think about. And in many cases, it brings me to tears, thinking about all that has been sacrificed, not just those in the military, but for that matter, those throughout the civil rights movements of the 60s, and everyone and all that has been endured by so many people up until this point. And is everything right with our country right now? No, it's not. We still have a long way to go. But I think what you do by standing there and showing respect to the flag with your hand over your heart is it shows unity. It shows that we are all in this together, we can all do better, and that we are all part of the solution.
Rico Beard, Drew Brees had as positive an image as any NFL player 1 week ago. He had been the NFL Man of the Year. He had given countless hours and a lot of his money to terrific charities. How has that changed with one tone-deaf response?
I mean, after Katrina, this guy could have ran for mayor of New Orleans. I mean, he was that rallying force, and they come back and win, and then it all changes because of his statement. And Jack, it tells me that Drew really never had a deep conversation with anybody in his locker room. The fact that he could come out and say the rhetoric, well, anybody who protests, to paraphrase, you're not on my side. I'm all about you should stand at attention, and because my grandfather and all of this stuff. And it's like, Drew, this wasn't what it was about. You never listened. You just kind of parroted and echoed all of the silly rhetoric out there. It hurt his brand, and it took his brand being hurt. Now all of a sudden, Drew's woke. He's all of a sudden, he's coming out giving stuff, oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, Drew, it hurt your brand. When it didn't hurt your brand, you spoke how you felt. It's going to take a minute for him. It's going to take a while. He's going to lose some people. because of what he said, because a lot of folks only believe what you initially say. Yeah. Everybody apologizes afterwards, Jack. Are you sorry that you got caught, or are you sorry for what you did?
Well, and some, I think, their apologies are different from others. I've heard so much good about Drew Brees, and people who have known him, have worked with him. I'm going to cut anybody some slack. It might be him. Tom, when you think about, it didn't take long for the blowback to begin, and then he did a pivot and about face. How is this going to be received around the league and in the New Orleans Saints locker room?
Not well at all. And from their perspective, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't receive it well either in that Saints locker room or any NFL locker room. Look, this Colin Kaepernick kneeling situation, that was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and you haven't realized, I agree with Rico, he hasn't had those conversations in that locker room or listened to the other NFL players, black NFL players in the 32 teams. I mean, you got to be a listener. He's not listening. Listen, my whole attitude towards Drew Brees has gone down. I don't care if he gave $5 million of COVID-19 a month ago. It's meaningless to me right now because we found out what he's all about.
Tom, I'm with you. To me, it just kind of shows ignorance. I don't think Drew Brees is racist. It shows ignorance. It shows that he never took the time to learn.
Here's where I disagree with you guys. I think that if you look at, he's from Texas, okay? That's a red state. He played at Purdue in Indiana. That's a red state. He's playing professionally in Louisiana. That is a red state. And as soon as he recanted and apologized for what he said, Donald Trump blasted him for not standing his ground. And Drew Brees then came back at Donald Trump, firing a pass back into traffic at the president. What does that say? That he was willing to go against the people from all three of the states where he's lived, against a guy who is still pretty popular in those states.
Jack, I guess maybe I'm a little cynical. It tells me he realizes that if I align myself with Trump, I will bury my career, and I will never have a post-career in broadcasting or anything like that. I can't take any type of praise from this man because he is as far from where I want to be. I screwed up, so let me show you how bad I screwed up. I'm not taking any kudos from him.
When I hear Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal say that the blowback has been much too much, this is a land of second chances, I'm willing to give Drew Brees an open door.
He'll
see if he knows enough to walk through.
He'll get a second chance. It's what he does next, Jack.
And Tom, University of Iowa dealing with some of this now. Players saying that there's been racial insensitivity. Pittsburgh and Pat Narduzzi with some accusations. What does it say about Iowa now?
Well, Iowa, Pitt, tip of the iceberg. Jack, you're going to be hearing about this over and over the next few months.
All right. We will be back in just a minute. Our Law of the Jungle segment. We're going to look at NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and his response. A bit surprising. Up next.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, only on Fox 47 News.
Dart Bank congratulates Mason High School 2020 seniors. inspire, empower, and succeed.
Gravity Smokehouse and Barbecue in Holt offers takeout, delivery, and drive-through ordering. Our brisket and pork is slow smoked in-house for 16 hours until it is melt-in-your-mouth delicious. Call or stop by today.
Old Diamondale Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance want to thank all our dedicated customers during this recent crisis. We hope to see your smiling faces real soon. Call your hometown team today.
Don't miss Mom, weekdays at 4 on My 47.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. That's why I'm there every week and will be for the area's best takeout till my favorite stop is open for dining again.
I personally protest with you and want to be part of the much-needed change in this country. Without black players, there would be no National Football League. And the protests around the country are emblematic of the centuries of silence, inequality, and oppression of black players, coaches, fans, and staff. We are listening. I am listening. And I will be reaching out to players who have raised their voices and others on how we can improve and go forward for a better and more united NFL family.
Tom, Roger Goodell backpedaled faster than Deion Sanders and Darius Slay there, stopping just short of promising Colin Kaepernick a starting job in 2020. Why the sudden about-face?
Oh, my God. I mean, once again, when I hear him speak, zero credibility. I mean, once again, Colin Kaepernick happened 5 years ago. You're reacting now. 70% of your league, African-American players, 30% white, and yet your head coaching ratio numbers in that, right? What we have right now, there's 32 teams, three of color are head coaches. That's what the number was when the Rooney Rule was embarked in 2003. No improvement. And you have Jerry Jones, and you got Robert Kraft, who support the guy in the Oval Office, and I mean, and you seem to be a puppet to those two cats. I don't have a lot of respect for Roger Goodell.
Tom, where you got and 0% of ownership has any color in it. So I think that's why you're seeing all of that. What you're saying, the players, it's fine.
And I think the motivation is very clear when you hear Roger Goodell say, without black players, there would be no National Football League. Duh. Well, that's exactly why he is doing
Just
what he's doing.
Just don't take a knee, and we won't kick you out.
Rico, will we revisit Colin Kaepernick's situation, or has that ship sailed?
Oh, no, it'll get revisited. It has to, because Goodell pretty much addressed it without saying his name. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with the lawsuit settlement that they had, but how can you sit here and say, because when the NFL teams all came out, I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday, saying these statements, stop, hypocrites, just quit. If you want to show me that you're willing to make changes, somebody offer this man a backup position. Hey, come in and earn your keep. As many bad quarterbacks in the league at the backup spot, you mean to tell me he can't go down there and beat out a Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville? Come on. He went to the Super Bowl. We act as if he's 50 years old. He's still in his prime as a quarterback. So, yes, I think the NFL is going to have to either say, well, give him a shot, a legitimate shot, because remember, they tried to hold the tryout in secret, and he said, no, I'm not doing that. Give him a legitimate shot or shut the hell up.
Not a lot of miles on the tires, so he is still young relative to his biological age. It'd be very interesting to see how that's received, because I think a lot of people misunderstood Colin Kaepernick from the beginning. He wasn't saying that America stinks, that it's a bad country. He was talking about police brutality, and that was never understood in his initial decision to kneel.
Drew Brees was the official spokesperson of that fan, of those people who said, Years later, well, you're disrespecting the flag. It's not the flag. And if they want to leave the NFL and boycott it, fine, go. Guess what? The NFL will keep going without you. See ya.
Tom, is this a watershed moment for professional football? Or is this something that is a lot of bluster this week, and in a year we will still have the same numbers that you alluded to earlier?
Well, I hope I hope that this is that defining moment, as you mentioned. I mean, we saw the video. Deshaun Watson, some other players talked about it. It was enough is enough video type thing that came out. I want some white players in that video. I want, like I said before earlier in this show, I mean, this is an anti-racism as a whole world, not just the black players trying to quote unquote deal with their own cause. This is what really irritates me more than anything in the world, that right there. And I'm hoping there will be change, because time is right now.
I want to reiterate, we always say follow the money. This is a league that accepted money from the federal government to have these staged military honor presentations before every game at halftime, trying to help the military enrollment. And
don't forget the pink shoes the pink shoes they wear, the breast cancer thing that they keep 90% of the money, only give away 10. Yeah.
We will be back in just a minute, and much more conversation, this time about the National Basketball Association. This is a league that seems to have it together, Major League Baseball. And it looks like we are going to have an end to the NBA season, and then we're going to have with 22 teams, we will have legitimate playoffs all in Orlando, and something we can watch up next on Press Pass.
This is your drain. This is your drain unplugged. Any questions? Veterans Sewer and Drain, serving the Lansing area with complete drain cleaning and inspection with 24-hour emergency service available. vetsewer.com.
There's still a lot to do in Michigan this summer. Try taking a tour of the state's many lighthouses. Post pictures of your favorite Michigan lighthouses at fox47news.com/MISummer. Brought to you by Holton Diamonddale Insurance Agency. Call your hometown team today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the first lawnmower that maintains social distancing. The Husqvarna Automower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. The Husqvarna Automower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we follow social distancing and sanitizing guidelines for installation, service, and information. You might be thinking the Husqvarna Automower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
Right along with Chicago PD, weeknights at 6 on My 47.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, go to theticketmachine.com.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts-Jackson. Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
Tom Crawford.
I give up.
Tom, we have talked about Michael Jordan for the last 6 weeks and Last Dance, and now we've managed to combine Michael Jordan with probably the most talked about play in our 7 years of doing this show. What's your take on his take?
Well, first of all, what's this, our 360th show? That's a
350.
350, rather. That's the 350th time that video has been shown here on Press Pass with Jack Ebling. So,
but that was funny, Tom.
No,
you
it
gotta
wasn't
admit.
funny.
That one was funny.
No, it's horrible.
That was funny, Tom.
It was the lowest moment, the lowest, as a Michigan fan.
I just wish I could have rode in the car back with you. I would not have been as nice as Jack.
It led to a book, ladies and gentlemen. If it hadn't been for that trip back, I don't know that
Tom, that
book about it
would have been written.
Tom, that's why Jack is your best friend, because you would have got out and walked.
Oh, good Lord.
Rico, when you watch that video, it doesn't seem like Michael really showing a lot of empathy for a fellow Jordan brand school.
No.
There, so
I think what we found out in that whole series is Michael doesn't show anything that really is not for Michael. Michael, that whole series was just, it showed a lot about his tenacity, his willing to win, his pushing of players, his, some would say, abusing of teammates, people around him. He wanted to win, man. So I think he could care less about a Jordan brand school. He's about the W.
Tom, some players are all about tracking the trophy, and Michael Jordan, as much as anyone who has ever hit the courts. If he were a Major League Baseball player today, if he had progressed through, or he was dealing with a situation like that where there's a contract impasse, do you think he would be saying, no, I don't want to give up a certain amount of money, or he'd be saying, I want to play, I want a chance at another championship?
No, he'd be wanting to play, not that he needs the money. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what about I have more respect. Unlike Rico, my respect has increased on Michael Jordan because that fire, that competitive edge, plus his company just donated $100 million over 10 years to an anti-racism, all those efforts, and so I have a lot of respect for MJ right now.
Tom, I had respect. It was just MJ walked through the locker room. I mean, I think the most fitting scene was the one where he's sitting there smoking a cigar with a bat in his hand. And he looked like he was about to go, Al Capone and Untouchables and just start calling out teammates.
Hey, Michael Jordan has had a slap of social awareness, too. If you remember, he refused to endorse a black Democratic candidate from North Carolina for Senate, and his famous statement, hey, Republicans buy sneakers too.
Right.
It took him a long time to live that one down. Rico, what's your take on the NBA's plan now to have 22 teams finish the regular season in a shortened way and then have the playoffs all at Orlando?
I think they took the best of a bad situation, Jack. They made lemonade out of lemons, and I applaud Adam Silver because he didn't come up with this, well, we're going to do this. They kind of worked it out in private and said, okay, let's just cut the dead weight, and if you're close to the 8th seed, you'll play. We'll do it all on one campus. Most of these players are used to playing AAU. That's what it reminds me of, a giant AAU tournament. They're going to play it. It's going to be different. I'm sure whoever wins, especially if LeBron wins, people will put an asterisk and say, well, Jordan didn't have to do this. But I like the idea. They thought it out. They thought it through. And they're going to get past the NBA back.
Tom, do you think this plan is structured so that the elite teams can have their moment? Or do you think that it will also always be questioned and there will be that asterisk by it forever?
Well, I think it's an asterisk by forever. I mean, people aren't in the mood for basketball necessarily to get back into it on July 31st. This is going to be more of an interesting thing from a medical standpoint. Life in a bubble. All these players are supposedly in a self-contained like that. How does that work? And is it productive? Is it efficient? And other sports can learn from it, I think.
Tom, I disagree. I mean, look at how many people were watching The Last Dance. People want some semblance of sports. I think they would eat this up.
Yeah, and I think without baseball, we don't know if we're going to have that. Basketball has taken advantage of this opportunity. Tom, when you think about the NBA draft now being pushed back to October, what does that do for players from Michigan, Michigan State, elsewhere in college basketball, and their decisions to stay or go?
Well, I think they'll just push them away out of the academic calendar and then say, hey, if the NBA doesn't work out, I'll go overseas. So it doesn't look good for kids coming back, I don't think.
We'll be right back with our Champions 2020 segment and Lexi Hicks from St. John's, commencement speaker number 2, up next.
Get your first look at the weather that's heading our way with the Weather Satellite Radar on Fox 47 News.
Sponsored by Winter World of Lansing.
Your friends at Grand Ledge Ford want to congratulate the Grand Ledge High School class of 2020. Go Comets!
These folks, they don't have time to go to the post office. They have businesses to grow, customers to care for, lives to get home to. They use Stamps.com. Print discounted postage for any letter, any package, anytime, right from your computer. All the amazing services of the post office, only cheaper. Get our special TV offer, a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/deal and never go to the post office again.
What's in the name?
Hi, diddly ho, Simpsons.
Pretty much everything. The Simpsons. Weeknights at 10 on My 47. Your kid can be a Fox 47 News weather kid. Go to fox47news.com to find out how.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Champions 2020 segment, brought to you by the Michigan Education Association. The MEA's members, educators from across our state, are proud of this year's high school graduates. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Learn more at MEA.org. Winter and spring athletes aren't the only ones who've had to make sacrifices this spring. We've had commencement speakers who have had to give their addresses in a very unusual way. Press Pass and the MEA are proud to honor 10 distinguished scholars, commencement speakers from mid-Michigan, and tonight we want you to meet an outstanding representative of St. John's High School, Lexi Hicks. Lexi, you've excelled in the classroom, in stage productions, and in the Red Wings marching band as a tuba player. It's time for you to deliver about 90 seconds of your message to your St. John's classmates and to the class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lexi Hicks.
As graduates of the class of 2020, we have been preparing for a change our whole lives. We have been preparing to move from high school to college and on to adulthood. We have worked hard preparing for this transition to move forward and achieve what we have earned. We were ready to take on the world. But then the world stopped. The world itself changed. We had been preparing for a change, a way to adapt to our futures, But a pandemic was not what we had planned for. We all quickly became crushed. COVID-19 had stolen so much from us. We were all expecting to have our senior last, to say our goodbyes. As we know, this couldn't happen. And at first, I didn't know how to feel, but over a few weeks, I began to realize that we are allowed to have feelings about all of this. We are allowed to be sad, to be angry, but we are also allowed to have hope. I realized that all of our preparation could not only be used to say goodbye at our graduation or take a final bow at our last concert. All of this preparing for a change was really preparing us to take on the world. I stand here today to inspire you, class of 2020, to take on the world that has stopped. Now is our chance to adapt and overcome our circumstances, to have hope about our future. Remind yourself who you are and what you've worked for. But most importantly, get out there and take on our world.
Very well done, Lexi. Tom Crawford.
Wow.
We hear a lot in sports about sudden change situations. I guess a pandemic would qualify. Your impressions of her message?
Oh, Lexi just absolutely nailed it. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like dealing with the world upside down like this and losing your senior year. You just actually hit all the inflections and all the emotion of what that's like. But hey, moving forward, I'm sure she's going to do a tremendous job.
Lexi, message obviously very important to you. Why was that what you chose to say tonight?
I just wanted to give everyone a chance to feel represented due to the losses they've felt.
Your last 4 years have clearly set the stage for success for the next 4. Can you tell us about that as a student and as a member of a college marching band?
I'm just excited to move forward to the future and attend Michigan State University next fall. And fingers crossed, I am able to march with the Spartan Marching Band next fall.
We're going to be able to see her out on the field, Tom. Look forward to that. And we'll be following your career in East Lansing the next 4 seasons. If you know someone who is qualified to do this and would like to join us as a representative of Champions 2020, please contact us. You can do that at jack@jackebling.net. That's jack@jackebling.net. Again, we want to thank Lexi Hicks for joining us. Next week, Jillian Palmer from Grass Lake will be our 3rd commencement speaker and representative of the class of 2020. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment brought to you by Culver's and a couple surprises.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
WWE superstar The Miz reminding you SmackDown is all new this Friday on Fox.
The Holt & Diamondale Insurance Agency works with all of its clients, like the Howard Hanna real estate executives, to protect your risks. Auto Owners Insurance provides flexible coverage for personal, professional, and farm insurance needs. Call your hometown team today.
Fox 47, home to the #1 primetime newscast, the most popular comedies on TV, and the #1 news show on television. Thank you for making Fox 47 Mid-Michigan's favorite TV station.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
The history of our nation from the very beginning in many ways was a lie. And we continue to this day, mostly black and brown people, to try to make that lie a truth so that it's no longer a lie. And those rights and privileges are enjoyed by people of color, just like we enjoy them. So it's got to be us, in my opinion, that speak truth to power, that call it out no matter what the consequences.
There you see San Antonio coach Greg Popovich, and he is as socially committed as anyone in professional sports, talking about the lie with Native Americans when this country was formed, and then, of course, with slavery back to 1619. All right, Team 350, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's Mint explosion throughout the first 7 years of this show. Rico Beard, what about our play of the first 350 press passes?
Wow, there's a lot of things that went down over the 350 shows, Jack. I mean, trouble with the snap is the gift that keeps on giving. It constantly brings smiles to our faces, and it's the bane of Tom's existence every time he sees it. We saw it earlier in the show. But I want to say my favorite play was when I said one summer Michigan was going to lose to Rutgers. Tom and Mike Griffith said I was crazy. And Tom went so much to just go on and on, I had to snatch his microphone just to get him to shut up. Good thing there was no social distancing there. In the end, I was right. Michigan lost, Rutgers won. I got articles written about me, and Tom had to just sit there and take it.
Tom, he was right, but he's still crazy.
One time, he was right.
And he has many injuries. He has that torn rotator cuff from patting himself on the back.
I'm double jointed, baby. I'm double jointed.
Yeah. Tom, what about our team of the first 350 shows?
Well, it's shocking to you. It was after a Michigan loss to Michigan State, last regular season game of last year. On a Sunday, Michigan State beats Michigan for the Big Ten regular season title. I got to do the show that night with Rico Beard, with Jack Ebling, and with Coach Tom Izzo. And you guys made me wear a headband, Cassius Winston headband. I didn't want to do it, but I had a good time when I laughed my way through it. Izzo made me feel better. It was a highlight. It was great. It was awesome.
We have had so many different panelists on this show, and I want to thank every one of them and everyone who has directed this show. All of our volunteers on the crew, been fantastic. And I have some special gifts for both of you, since you have been on more panels than anyone else. Jack, if you want to give Tom, he actually has 2 gifts here. Something that you can hold up, Tom. I think you will appreciate this. This is a special plaque, Bo Schembechler, and something I think that you'll be able to find a place for in Crawford Indoor Stadium.
Absolutely.
And then some reading material for you. I thought you would want to have this. This is, if you want to open that up, a special book that I had a hand doing. I don't know how that got in there.
Another doorstop.
Another copy of the Perfect 10.
I got a perfect door for this doorstop.
You also have a copy of another book I did called Bo, and this was just after Bo's passing in 2006. So
You're not all bad.
Equal opportunity.
Thank you.
And Rico, knowing that you like to travel and you're out west a lot, I don't know if you've ever been on Route 66. You might like it better than a plane, but I'd like you to open it up. There's something special in there for you.
A copy of Bo's book. Oh, no.
Toilet paper. If you haven't heard Rico tell his story about David Harms and the toilet paper on the side of the, keep that in your car. That'll keep you going for the next couple of months. I want to thank Rico Beard and Tom Crawford. Team 350. Here's to 350 more. We'll see you next week, everyone.